Good afternoon, great afternoon. Respect the Amber Angels, True, Be Raw, the Lone Wolf, Steady, Grady, Chicken Channel TV. That is a good question, Amber. What is the topic for today is? Well, let's talk like adults. First of all, how is everybody doing today? If everybody is everybody day going according to plan? Let's talk about plans. Plans are what you make, what you're gonna do with your day, what you're gonna do with your life. You gotta have a plan in place to know where you're going. If you don't have a plan in place to know where you're going, you don't know what you're gonna do. You don't know how you're gonna get there. See, when you have a plan, it gives you a direction, what to shoot for. See, I make plans every day, but sometimes you gotta have more than one plan just in case that plan don't work. I don't care your plan is to start a business. I don't care the plan is to do anything else. But you got to have a plan, and you got to follow that plan. That plan got to be not to the T, but to your best of your ability. You got to have a plan in this life. This life, we only got one life. We got to try to make it. Respect to my cat and sister, Lee Hill. How you doing today? The plan got to be like my plan is to make my life better, make my family life better, make my true friends' life better, make my community life better. And write down them plans so you can follow them plans. So we got to have plans to help ourselves, to make ourselves feel good. See, only people can make you feel good is yourself. Your family can make you feel good, but guess what? If your family not there to make you feel good, who gonna make you feel good? Your friends can make you feel good, but if your friends not there, who gonna make you feel good? So we as people, as community, we gotta make ourselves feel good and have a plan and how to do that. As people of this on this on this rock called Earth, we gotta make ourselves feel good and have feel better about ourselves. We want to make us ourselves feel better. Yes, when you fall in love with that man or that woman, yeah, you get all that tingling feeling and the butterflies in your stomach. And sometimes men and women, we do not know what to say to the opposite sex. But guess what? We feel good about ourselves. You got to feel good about yourself and your plan. See, if you feel good about yourself, you got to have your head on straight. You feel good about yourself and with that plan, you got to navigate around your situation. Yeah, we might be in a particular situation that don't make our plans come together. But guess what? We can't deviate from that plan. My plan today is try to make the day better than it was yesterday. My plan is to just be who I am. You got to be who you are to yourself. You got to love yourself. I'm gonna tell you why. There's certain situation. There's a situation that men and women do not love themselves. They in a relationship with. with when you're in a relationship with somebody else, that person is not making you feel good. That person is not respecting you as a person, not respecting you as a adult. You got to have a plan to remedy that situation, because that person that doing that to you, he or she could tell you they love you all day long. That person that you with can buy you this and that, buy you flowers, buy you candy, buy you a car, buy you shoes, clothes. But do that really make you feel good? Do that make you feel better about yourself, or do you have a plan to make yourself feel good? See, when sometimes when women and men in that type of relationship, they don't have a plan to get out of it. When your money is short and you try to figure out how you're gonna pay this, pay that, you don't have a plan just in case that happens. Plan Planning is the key. Guess what? You got to take self evaluation of yourself. How do you feel about yourself? Well, how well do you know yourself? That what the plan is. You got to know yourself to have a plan. Not only to have a plan, how to plan. You got to have a plan for the plan. Yes, we all want to be in a situation where we can build ourselves up. Yeah, we can have that support system to help us, but we got to build ourselves up. We got to rise above the occasion. We got to go to another level of our lifestyle. See, some of us out here willing and dealing, whining, dining, and profiling, living above our means. But yet, we're not looking at the big picture. We all want to go shopping to get the designer clothes, what new shoes that came out. Some of us want to, some people, men and women, some men and women want to perpetrate like they got it all, like they got it all together. We know some people do not have it all together. We know that. That's why we got to have a plan how to keep it together when we do get it together. How do we go about sometimes what make us feel good? Like some people eating makes a person happy. Sometimes working out make people happy. Shopping make people happy. And other devices make people happy. But how long can you do that before you had a plan to rise up? We are too grown to sit back here and be playing kids' game. See, my plan is to bring awareness of different things to different people, to bring a message to everybody. This is a message to whoever receives it. See, sometimes you can have a message for somebody that they don't know will help them out. See, I want everybody to feel good about themselves. If you feel good about yourself, there ain't nothing else nobody could tell you. If you believe yourself, there's nothing else nobody could tell you. If you're that strong person, what that other person could tell you. But guess what? You still gotta have a plan. Let's take domestic violence for instance. I was watching this this YouTube channel, right? And this woman left this guy, and she was with another guy, was treating her good and everything. But her ex boyfriend set them both forward to get put down. Her then boyfriend died, and she recovered. The two guys that said that he planned it, they in jail. But guess what? Guess what she did? She didn't want to hit the prosecutor to convict him of capital murder. Then she wound up marrying him. Then all of a sudden he wound up killing her. Killing her. So what do that tell you about her? See, I look at this right here. When you had a chance to put him away, you didn't take that chance. Cause she must have been she had to be scared and so in love with him at the same time. She didn't love herself enough to go through with it. You got to love yourself. You got to love yourself to the highest point. You got to love yourself to say enough is enough. I want better for myself. I want better for my family. Don't stay in them type of relationship. See, if she would have went through with it, she would be still alive today. See, there's plenty of us in them type of situations. There's plenty of us in them dead end situations that you try to get out of. No matter how much you try, you still wind up going back doing the same thing, expecting a different result. How you gonna keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and get the same result as the first time and the second time? How? It's no way possible that you can get out of that situation doing the same thing over and over again. Glory to Jesus, respect. How do we rise above ourselves? You got to love yourself. Self love. Tell yourself, I love me some me. See, in that situation that she was in, she felt like if she left him and got another boyfriend, that boyfriend would get killed too. She didn't love herself enough. She didn't love her kids enough to let him go. See, sometimes we got children involved, and as adult men and women, we do not think about the children that we have. We do not think about them. We think about self, what we want, what we need. But when children involved, it's not all about you. It's about them. Do you want them in that type of situation? Do you want them in a situation that you cannot get out of? Do you want them in that situation where the, the person or yourself and that you stay in that situation and, and and them to learn from that situation? See, I look at this right here. This is a positive message. I'm trying to get people to see. that you are worth your life. Your children is worth their life. You and them children is precious. I don't care you're man or woman. Your life is precious. Why do we put ourselves as adults in those type of situations? How do we put ourselves in that situation? Would you ever put yourself in that situation? What would you do if you was in that situation? See, that's why you got to have a plan. I don't care you're man or woman. I don't care what skin tone you are. Do you have a plan? See, men and women, we always put ourselves in a tough situation. Why we keep ourselves in that tough situation, especially when we have kids? These children did not ask to be here. See, I seen another thing on YouTube. This these couple, they were 21 years old, already had 4 kids. One was 6. The other one was, I would say, I would say 4, 2, and 1. And I heard both of them making excuses. Said 15 years at 15, 14, 15 year old, you're in school, your hormone is rising, and yeah, I can see the first one. You weren't expecting it to happen. Then this goes out to the females right here. A guy tells you that he wants another child, and you lay down with him and have another child, and you're not financial situated to take care of, especially for the young ones. Cause your mother, you got sisters, you got family to help you take care of that first one. That means you go lay down and have another one for this guy. What in your mind possess you to do that? You don't have a plan. You didn't have a plan for it. Y'all wind up getting married, had 2 more kids. Now you're having trouble. Now y'all put blame on each other. Y'all don't have a plan. That's why you gotta have a plan for things that you do. You gotta have a plan for things you for the future. And I heard her say she wasn't even on birth control, right? But yet he knew y'all knew y'all gonna get down and dirty and have sex, but he didn't plan either because he didn't bring a condom. So what was the plan? What were they planning for the future? They didn't like they didn't have no future. Their future was swept away from about with 4 kids. But yet they still have a future if they get things right. Now you got 4 kids you got to take care of. See, everybody want to talk about who elect for president and all that. It don't matter who's president. You got to make yourself. You got to do your self work. Cause whoever get in office, you still gonna have to do your self work. You got to still do your self evaluation. You still got to do your planning. You still got to do your own thing to get where you want to get to. whether on your own business. It don't matter you work with somebody else. Still gotta have a plan. You gotta learn that business that you learn from that business. Learn more about that business that you're working at. You gotta learn how to be self-sufficient. How many of y'all out there is self-sufficient? See, think about this. Food prices are going up. Food prices is going up. How many of us know how to go out and grow our own fruits and vegetables? You're right. You got to stick with your plan. You got to. Then while you write down your plan, guess what? You got to write down what's wrong with you. Write down what's wrong with you. Your efficiencies, your sufficiency and deficiencies. So you work on that and the plan. Cause we try to fix everybody else, but we got to fix ourselves. We got to have a plan. Who all got a plan? If you got a plan, if you got a plan, put a fire emoji in the chat. That should be everybody else. That should be everybody. You got that should be everybody in the chat. Who got a plan? Who has a plan? That should be everybody who is watching this live. Who is following their plan? What are you planning to do for the rest of your life? What are you planning to leave a legacy and a legacy and something for your children and your grandchildren and and for something to pass on down from generation to generation? What is your plan for that? See, not only you can pass a business down, a house down, a car down from generation to generation. Guess what? Get what else you can pass down? Knowledge. You can pass knowledge down from generation to generation. So your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, your great great grandchildren, your nieces and nephews, their children can know the knowledge that you know. See, I'm dropping some jewels today. I'm trying to get everybody. See, thing is, see, there's a whole lot of people on the left side, the right side, the middle, the back, the front, and all skin tone want us divided. Want us constantly divided. But guess what? We all got to come together because guess what? We all got to live in this world. But sooner or later, the plan that we put together, gonna come to frutacious. Something gonna have to give. Something had to rise above. But think about it: the younger generation is not gonna know more than we do. But guess what? We can also learn from the younger generation, just like the younger generation can learn from us. We show them how to plan. We show them how to do things and how to get so far in life. See, me myself, I'm talking about myself. You're right. You're right, Amber. We are. Jiggy Channel TV, you're right. You shouldn't have to. One, you can depend on somebody else. Guess what? What will happen with that? That person that you depend on might fail you. See, it's different when you depend on somebody they fail you than when you fail yourself. Because when somebody else fails you, you can put the blame on them. But when you fail yourself, guess who to blame is yourself. You always gonna be the one. You always gonna be the one to blame when you do it yourself. You make a mistake. We all got to own up to our mistake. But we, as one, got to come together, especially in our community. Everybody in this community that we call life. We got to have a plan, people. Our plan, you're right, Chicky, self accountability. If you can't take accountability for yourself, you can't take accountability for your action. Let me give you a perfect example of this. Give you a perfect example of this. Self accountability. Somebody get caught doing something. They know they did it, right? They know they did it. Then they still don't want to take self accountability. You got to still have self accountability. Because that self accountability, see, you go out, if somebody go out, rob a bank, kill somebody, do some jaywalk, anything else, and get in trouble with the law, and keep lying that they didn't do the evidence, because fact evidence, got evidence that they do it, they did it. Yeah, some people could say not guilty in court, but when it comes out that you did do it, then also you want to then also you want to take a plea deal from the prosecution, so you will get a harsh sentence. Is that self accountability? You come up for free. I got 29 more minutes. Is that self accountability before you go to court? About 2 days before you go to court, then you want to take a plea deal. Is that self accountability? No, it's not. See, self accountability. If you do something wrong, say I did something wrong. Say I did it. That way nobody can say point the finger, say you did it. Especially under William, who would take self accountability? Who willing to take that self accountability to what happened in their life? We want to blame everybody else. We want to blame the government. We want to blame the other skin tone. We want to blame the people around us. We want to blame the job that we were at. We want to blame the business that we run. We want to blame the employees that work for us. We want to blame the higher power. We want to blame everything else in this world but ourselves. You got to take self accountability. Because if you don't start taking self accountability, that plan is not going to work. If you believe the plan will work without self accountability, put a one in the chat. If you believe that plan will work without self accountability, put a one in the chat. Respect, Amber. I'm gonna ask you the question: do you think the plan will work if you don't take self accountability?
No, you have to have accountability. Am I echoing?
Uh, uh. See, see, this is a positive message. Might sound like a negative message, but it's a positive message to get through to people that we got to start taking self accountability and have a plan. Go ahead, Amber. What you got to say?
Oh, I wanted to let you know. I can hear myself echoing. But anyway, there are three things on my community tab I want to tell you. They're for you. I put your name on them. There's a number one, a number two, and a number three. And you need to watch those so we can have that conversation. It applies to what we were talking about the other night. And
Okay.
and the accountability, if you don't, if you, each person is responsible for their own self. And we got to stop blaming each other because, I'm guilty, you're guilty. I mean, I don't know. I'm not guilty anymore, but blaming everybody else, if you take a look at yourself first, people don't do that. They want to point the finger over here and make lame ass excuses, but they don't want to be accountable, basically.
You're right, and, and keep making excuses. Keep making excuses. It is that you're not gonna get it away. That plan is not going to work. See, what you got to take first. You got to take self evaluation. Two, you got to take accountability. Three, you got to stop blaming other people for the plan to work. see, it's it's something to my madness when I start talking. See, when you ask what the topic is today, I didn't know what the topic was going to be.
Right.
I
And I'm
never know what the topic going to be when I come on here.
and I was gonna say about I don't when I got up here, you were talking about, because I was gonna comment on let me see, I'm just looking back at what was said. Something about God, now I'm up here in brain freeze. About a plan, because everybody should be like, you have to have a plan for yourself, because you cannot and when you get married, yeah, you're supposed to be like a partnership. But nowadays we see clearly even that's not, you can't count on that. So you gotta depend, like, your spouse is gonna die. So you need a plan anyway, regardless. If he cheats on you, you need a plan. Don't be in a position where you have to bow down and take any kind of, just anything that comes your way. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan in your neighborhood. Everybody's like, we can depend on each other as neighbors. You can't count on that nowadays, because if people speak the truth of how they feel, the whole there wouldn't be no kind of coming together, because the ugly truth, a lot of people won't speak it. When you see those videos I'm talking about, you're gonna be like, wow. I mean, a lot of it I know you're aware of, because despite everything else, we're on the same page. And you're right, a lot of people ain't gonna like it, but they don't have to like it. They just have to hear the truth. And if they can't stand the truth, they need to take a look at themselves, a deep look at themselves. Because when you start uh, dividing yourself in any kind of way from other people, I mean, I'm talking about on the color level. You are restricting yourself on a lot of things, because I did a thing, just a short video about falling apart together. The world is falling apart, and everybody in it is going to fall. It's not saying one color or another is going to just be the ones that fall. We're going to fall apart together. But it'd be better if we come together and stand together and stay together and keep the world from falling apart. And it's a long, long road. It's a lot to it. But passing on the hate to these younger people. A lot of them, if you look at young kids, they really don't know about hate, until their parents tell them about it. Honestly, because like when I was young, I was like in fifth grade, and I brought home someone of a different color, and everything was fine. But when she left, we were happy. Me and her had a good time, running around the neighborhood, being children. My parents said she can't come here anymore, and I'm like, why? What did she do? And they never explained it to me. But as time went by, I understood. So I had to learn that way about the divide. So if my parents had never said that to me, if people don't say that and pass it on, the world goes on in a positive manner until you run in to the negative. You might know some ugly things, but you try to go towards the positive in a positive manner, and stop pointing fingers at everybody, everything. I'm not talking about you, the truth. I'm talking about people. And with that comes self-sufficiency. But you got to fight all these other things that are going on, like hate and racial divide, that they're truly not supposed to exist.
Uh,
We can
yeah,
go.
and another thing that children learn that's when they're at home is how to treat the opposite sex.
Yeah,
Man, it don't matter man or woman. I don't care how boy or girl. Like I always said, kids, children, a child don't do what we say do. They do what we do. They do what they see we us as adults do, and they see what they see what to do in the home and out in the world. See, you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. What legacy do you want to leave your child, your
that's it.
grandchild?
Legacy.
What do you want to leave your child? Do you want to leave them with a negative energy? See, that's why I said got to have a plan. I don't care. The plan go all around, all kinds of the spectrum. See, and like I said, when I told that story about that woman had a boyfriend, she got killed. He got killed by her ex. Then she wound up marrying her ex. Then she wound up back getting killed, and she had children. She would see. We got sometimes when you got children involved, you got to stop thinking about self. It's all selfishness when it comes to that. You're not thinking about the kids, what impact they'll had on a child. You're not thinking about the mental aspect of it. Not only domestic violence, not only the racial and hatred that goes on, what kind of mental effect it has on the child. See, I don't care what goes on in this world, you got to take self evaluation. Taking self evaluation is taking accountability and stop lying to yourself. And self accountability is stop lying to yourself and, and and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love me some me. And you got to have a plan to get out of the situation. Who put you in that situation? Your parents didn't put you in that situation. Your other relatives put you in that situation. Your so-called friend didn't put you in that situation. The government didn't put you in that situation. Who put you in that situation? Self.
And see, when you find yourself Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's like when you find yourself in them situations, people don't even know how to wiggle. They don't even know how to get out of them. They do not even have a plan. See, you gotta pre-think on so much. You gotta stay like 4 or 5 steps ahead because the road might turn at any moment. You gotta be able to make that sharp right, that sharp left before you go head on into a disaster. And our mouths cause a lot of our problems.
Yeah. Respect to Anti Conspiracy Channel. Respect to you. I got to speak to you. B Rob, what you got to say about the situation? About this, what we're talking about?
Good morning, Miss Amber. Big Boo,
Good morning.
Big Boy Dietrich. How y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Well, hey, I'm
That's
doing
what's up.
great.
Yeah, I'm just kind of came here for a couple of minutes to say what y'all were talking about earlier about you gotta have a plan. You always gotta have a plan. Things don't go right, you gotta go to plan B. Like you try your best. You wake up, you gotta start off with a goal, and your goal is, man, trying to get better, no matter what. When things go fall flat in your face, it's on you. You allowed yourself to do that. You allowed yourself to make that failure happen. And then all thing you gotta do is just go back to the drawing board, meditate, think about it, plan for another. Go ahead. You gotta plan on your next, your next goals and keep going forward. And what the hell are you doing, bro? Get the hell out the way. I'm sorry, I'm on the road. They fixed on the road over here, and these people driving stupid. Moving on, back to
Respect,
what I was talking about.
respect, little sister together. Go ahead, B Rob.
Yeah, back to what I was talking about. You gotta always go for your goals and try not to fall. Like me, I'm a competitor. If I fall, man, I'm gonna beat myself up, man. And then after I do that, go back, shake it off, and try to go back and do it again. You can't blame nobody but yourself for your failures because you allow yourself to get yourself in these type of situations. You got to get up and you got to try to grind as much as you can. That's all I tell people when shit hit the fan. I say it's on me. I don't blame nobody. As a child, yes, I blame other folks for my fuck police. But at the same time, as an adult and how people are supposed to think, it's your fault because you allow yourself to do that. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta have a lot of people, positive people in your corner, or you just have to do it alone. Like me, I like to do it alone because I want to find out. Like it's hard to find like who are your real friends or who your fake friends. That's why I got a small inner circle because it's hard to trust people nowadays.
Yeah, because you
So
got to keep even your friends in check, especially the people you call friends.
yeah, that's why I'm alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right here. That's why I say there's like me and Armando, we friends, right? We look at we best of the best friends. Put it
That's
that way. And when we talk, we get on each other butt. I forgot this morning time, this afternoon time. This ain't nighttime. We get on each other's butt, right? We don't tell each other what we want to hear to make ourselves feel good. Each other feel good. We tell them what we need to hear. But you got them hanger on us, them leeches, the ones that see you doing good, going by your plan. They want to hang on, but soon that plan falters and fails. What they at?
gone.
What they at? They're not there.
Nope.
They see. That's why I say sometimes people get in that mode. They want people to cheer them up. Want to get that pat on the back for other folks. Want to get that hurrah. Want to get that ticker tape parade, right? But guess what? Guess who can give you who? Guess who can give you that ticker tape parade? Who can? Guess who can cheer you up? Guess who can give you a pat on the back? Guess who can tell you, all right, you can do it? Self. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're right
No,
about
you're
that.
not.
See, see, if you get if you with somebody else and they right alongside you, okay, you with somebody else, they gonna do something. Guess what? You going down with them.
Sideswiped.
Yeah, you going down with them. It's a saying, and it's a saying. Nobody can tell on you but you. Nobody can stop you but you.
I
Who else
don't.
could? Go
Oh,
ahead.
I don't think people literally they do not believe that they are responsible for their lives. And like when something goes wrong, and when I was young too, like you said, Rob, when I was young, I I blamed this person, that person, everything else in the world. Blame the weather, everything. But that's self-denial. Until you can understand that you are completely responsible. Oh, well, that was out of my hand. No, you got to do things different. You are the one swimming in your stream. You're the one that is responsible for who you stay connected to and who you disconnect to. And until you're sure, don't make any moves, right? And yeah, they you got these people that need people in the bleachers, so to speak, cheering them on. But those are the people that are insecure, don't know nothing. They need everybody else to validate themselves. But the only validation you really need is yourself. I mean, I did a little short last night, and I was talking about, I've been homeless. I've been homeless. I feel like, and I wasn't down on myself or no pity party when I was out there. It was deep and it was dark. But I feel in my hindsight, and I felt it even then, that God let me go through that because He wanted me to experience that. And He also left it up to me to figure out how to come up out of that. And when I see this stuff going on, like somebody's like, well, somebody might say like, well, that person homeless because they down on their luck, this, and this, whatever. And they're legitimate, hard excuses and reasons. But for the life of me, I can't understand why they can't find their energy, the ones that aren't bound by the drugs, because that is an extra hard thing.
Yeah,
But to
yeah.
walk up out of there, get the hell out of there. It's up to that individual laying on the concrete to get up. You can give them everything they need, but it's up to them to get up and do the walking, so to speak. That's not for all of them, but a majority. I can't say I can't be homeless, but I can't be homeless again. I'm gonna figure out a different way. You know, I'm just that's what happened. That's my experience.
See, and I'm going. Yeah, I understand what you're saying because I've been there. I've been there, and as people know, I am a veteran.
Uh
And,
oh.
and there's a whole lot of is out there that wants to be out there, right? There's a whole lot of out there. I ain't gonna say they don't have a choice to be out there, but they are. There's a
Right.
whole lot of them. I get. I know, but some of the homeless are shelters that out there don't have no place to go, nowhere to sleep. Some of them got a high school diploma. Some of them got a college degree. Got caught up in the wrong situation. Got caught up in alcohol and drugs. Got caught up in domestic violence. It don't matter man or woman. Family didn't want them to be there. Friends didn't want them to stay at the house. Don't want to help them, try to help them get back on their feet. See, it's a whole lot of things that go on. That's why I say you got to have a plan.
Yeah,
Got to have a plan.
it's mandatory.
So if you don't have that plan, if you got somebody else involved in your plan and it fails, that person gonna blame you. You're gonna blame that person.
Yeah,
It's gonna be finger pointing. And here we go. Yeah, you're gonna probably turn ugly. And here you go, going back to court, spending money that you can use for your plan. We as humans on this rock called Earth, we gotta start taking self-responsibility, accountability. Cause I'm gonna say this right here. And I'm gonna be raw. Y'all might
Yeah,
agree with me. Y'all might agree with this. How many people, and not just talking about in this country, around the world, how many people you think take self accountability?
very little.
Yeah.
Slim to none.
they're looking for people to rely. They're looking for people to rely on to help them out.
Now, I, I'm gonna say, 98.8% of the world of people, not including the kids. We know kids gonna blame somebody else. We already know that.
Yeah, they
That's
ain't
that.
learned yet.
Yeah, that's a kind of learned behavior too. But we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah,
98.8% of the people that's on this earth that grown blame other people. Why they can't get nowhere? Why
I
they in the
don't
situation they
understand
in?
that.
Huh?
I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Why they do that?
I, just to make them see why people do that is to make them feel better about themselves.
Lord of mercy.
Take a look at it.
No, that's crazy.
Take a look at it. Emma B. Rod chat. Take a look at it. When we was little, right? When we was a child, how many times did we blame our friends for what happened?
Every time, almost.
Every single time you get ahead on.
Did that make us feel better?
I
When
felt
we-
shady.
Yes.
okay, then. See, that's what's still happening. Guess what? Some of us not using our brain to think. Some of us not using our when some of us use our brain as a hat rack. Some of us use our brain to putting a wig on, the styling to get the cut, whatever. We're not using our brain. See, we use less of our brain. See, the brain is just like outside the universe. Our brain is just like the oceans, where some parts have been explored. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So what did if I'm about to get ready to get off? I'm gonna ask you, I'm give y'all let y'all get y'all final thoughts in. Emma, what do you think about what I talked about today?
And it almost feels like, well, I don't know. I think when people have to come to being accountable, that's a lot of soul searching. That's a deep dive each person has to take. And for them to do that, hey, they got to love themselves first in order to come to the conclusion to do that, if that makes sense.
It may sense. Be Rob, your final thoughts. Be Rob. Be Rob.
Was he driving?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about this. Apologize. Don't.
Your final thoughts, because I gotta get ready to get out of here.
Man, you're responsible for your own decisions that you make.
All right. And I got to read this one
And
together. Said, go ahead. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
no, I'm not done. Hold on. So you gotta be focused on your goals, what you gotta go through. You can't blame nobody but yourself for the own decisions that you got to make, and just keep going forward. Look at yourself in the mirror and just start grinding. Us people now looking for handouts. We can't rely on people to help us at times. Sometimes you gotta rely on ourselves to help each other out. And I'm still on the road working and chat. Y'all have a good afternoon. Miss Amber, you have a good afternoon. Big bro, you have a good afternoon too, man. Y'all be blessed, man.
You too.
You gotta be safe out there.
You too, B Rob. Serious as I
All
know
right.
you was in, as serious I know you was in the chat. Respect to you. And I got to read what Together said. She said she broke her bedroom window and blamed her friend. She said she felt good because she did not get that ass whooping.
Oh, God. Shame on you, girl. Shame on you. But she was young.
Yeah,
She was young.
yeah. But like I always say, gotta take self evaluation, take take your accountability for your action, write down what your sufficiency is and your deficiencies is. Start writing down a plan and love yourself. Because if you love and respect yourself, you can see through the BS and try to make the rest of the day better than it was when you begin the day. I love and respect everybody. Make sure you love and respect your neighbors. Because guess what? We're all in this world together. Ain't nothing else we can do. Peace and love. And we are out of here.